Okay, I'm excited for today, for the rest of the week, because we have got some very interesting updates for you in the Charlie Kirk assassination, the assassination that seems to have broken the brains of Zionists. Can we all agree? Zionists are not acting right. They are panicking so much that they randomly sent Ben Shapiro out into the daylight. And that, my friends, like I said, is a move, okay? And they just went ahead and did that. And he lied to Megyn Kelly's face. Definitely not a good idea to lie to a woman's face, and definitely not a good idea to lie to her face and try to humiliate her on her own tour. I personally would have strongly advised against it, okay? If somebody said, is this a good idea? I would have said, yeah, you know what? Let's maybe not do that. But it happened. And it's important to stress here that this was not just a simple mistake that Ben made, right? That's always a possibility that Ben really thought maybe he's backstage and sees something on Twitter and somebody said, Candace just said that Erika Kirk murdered Charlie, and then he gets on stage and he repeats it. Highly unlikely, but of course you have to run that plausibility. But we can now confirm that that certainly was not the case. This was not a simple mistake, because in the days following it, he didn't recant. He did not modify. He did not correct. He has a platform. He could have just come out and said, oh, you know, I got the details wrong. Nope. This was a premeditated and a post-meditated lie, okay? Intended to morally blackmail Megyn into a position to decide right now on the spot whether you are going to stand with evil Candace, who was accusing Erika Kirk of murdering her own husband. By the way, I think if it had been any other person, like if it was not Megyn Kelly who was sitting across from Ben, his strategy would have worked. She happens to be extraordinarily media trained, and she didn't buck, okay? She looked uncomfortable, but she did not bend to his will. She kind of just moved along and said some stuff about Tucker, asked again, like, are you sure she said that? And he said, yes, she said that. And then she found out, obviously, that I did not say that. And the following night of her tour, during a Q&A section, somebody named Josh stepped up and asked her about that moment. And here is what Megyn Kelly said.
Why did you look so uncomfortable in that moment? And have you researched the claims that he made since?
Thank you for that. Yeah, no, he said that Candace has been claiming Erika Kirk was behind the murder of Charlie, which I had not heard. And I was taken aback, because that seems like something I would have heard. It's so crazy. And I have since learned it is not true. Candace has not made that claim. And in fact,